Good morning, world. I am Judy, your web-based therapist, making therapy accessible and convenient for our clients in Florida and New York, and of course, sharing information worldwide. Today, I want to talk about five ways of redefining holiday norms or holiday traditions. Because one of the biggest sources of stress, one of the biggest sources of the anxiety that many people experience during the holiday season is due to trying to maintain this normal holiday or doing the holidays the normal way. So today I want to talk about 5 ways of redefining normal and creating new traditions as a way of helping manage the holiday blues. But before I get into that, I want to take a quick moment and say, if you are subscribed, thank you so much for being a part of our wonderful world. And if you are not yet subscribed, please take a moment and click the subscribe button below so that you can become a subscriber and be a part of our wonderful world. And remember to tick the bell so that you are notified when I post new videos so that you don't miss anything. And of course, if you'd like to purchase 1 or 3 of my books, there's also a link below that will take you to a site that shows you all your different places where your different options for purchasing 1 or 3 of my books. Okay, let me get back to it. The first thing, make the holidays about your enjoyment and not expectations. One of the biggest stresses that people face is attempting to meet the expectations of other people and sometimes of our own expectations, but more expectations that we have based on what normal has been or we've been told were the normal ways of doing things based on society or other people's standards. So even though it's our expectation, but it's really our expectation based on everybody else. So make the holidays about you enjoying them and not so much about what is expected, about what someone else said was normal, what someone else said, ways that someone else said this is how things were supposed to be done. Because things change, lives change, people change, their preferences, their choices, their situations can be different. And you should be focusing on making sure that you enjoy this season and not so much you focus on doing everything perfectly to please someone else or other people. 2, fit traditions into your life and not the other way around. We all grew up with different ways that our families, that our communities, where people around us celebrated the holidays. But we have to remember that as we grow up, our preferences change. As we grow up, our situations change. Things don't necessarily work for you today the way they did 10 years ago. And that's okay. If your life does not fit the way that a specific tradition used to work when, you were living at home and were able to go to holiday dinner or were able to go shopping with so-and-so, whatever that tradition is that you used to do, it's important that you start finding ways to, as much as possible, fit your holiday traditions into your current life instead of trying to make your current life fit into your holiday traditions. Because what happens is it becomes more about doing a task than you enjoying it. For example, if one of your traditions is baking cookies and you're sitting there trying to do it the way, from scratch, the way it used to be done when you were a child, this, that, and the other, and you don't have the time, and you don't really like doing it, all those things can make it more stressful than it is pleasant. So find ways to make it fit into your life so that it is more pleasant than a chore, than a task that you have to do, so that it is something you enjoy doing instead of something that you're dreading doing but feel so obligated to do because it is a tradition. And the other thing is create new traditions that work with your life. Every tradition started that one time by that one person who said, hey, let's do it this way. So especially if you've moved away or you no longer have access to the people that you used to celebrate with, create new traditions that work for you. Create traditions that help you celebrate in a way that fits in your current environment, that fits in your current choices and preferences, and that allow you to enjoy the season. It's not about keeping a list of things that used to be done and doing them how they used to be done. Create new traditions so that you're able to bring that joy into where you are now. 4, holiday projects. Holiday projects are a great way of starting and creating a plan of doing something, or adding some structure even into your holiday season. And projects can be whatever it is that you want them to be. Projects can be things that you do to spruce up your holidays. And projects can be things that you do to help other people. There's no greater way to bring joy into one's life than to serve other people. So if one of your projects is a project to help somewhere in your community, or a person in your life, or a person in your community, go for it, because helping others, it's somehow whenever we engage in something, whenever we bring joy to other people, somehow, some way, a bit of it seems to just magically seep into our own lives. So especially if you're looking for joy, if you're struggling to find the joy of the holidays, taking the time to engage in a project that to help others would be a great way to find that joy, find that happy of the season. But again, projects can be whatever you want them to be. It could be things to spruce up bring you joy however you want it, or it could be things that are supposed to help other people, and that at some point through that process will end up bringing joy to you. 5, don't allow others to guilt you. Whenever you start doing things in ways that work for you, there may be detractors. There may be people who will try to convince you that, no, that's not how it's supposed to be done. No, it's supposed to be done the way that works for you. So if you're changing traditions, if you're creating new traditions because the old ones no longer fit in your life, don't let someone guilt you out of doing that. If you're choosing to do certain things, maybe your holidays used to be about traveling, but now you're deciding, hey, I want to do something else. Or maybe you used to do something else and you're deciding, hey, for the holidays, I want to travel. Whatever works for you is the right way to celebrate. It does not matter what used to be done. It does not matter what the old traditions were. It does not matter what everyone else is doing. It simply matters what is going to help you enjoy the holidays, because the holidays are supposed to be enjoyed by everyone. So it's important that you're not allowing people to guilt you into doing things their way because that's what they're comfortable with, when their way, or whatever it is that they're comfortable with, doesn't work for you. So, hey, if they like doing it their way, let them do it their way. You take the time and do it your way and celebrate the holidays in a way that works for you. Okay, so let's do this quick recap. 1, make the holidays about your enjoyment and not expectation. Do what works for you, not what someone else, or even you expect based on what someone else told you was the right way to do it. 2, fit traditions into your life, not the other way around. It's important that in order for you to enjoy the holidays, that you're doing things in a way that work for you currently, not you trying to make your life fit in what used to work for you when your life was different. 3, create new traditions that work with your life. Every tradition started that one time by that one person. So just because you're doing it the first time this year does not mean it can't be a tradition that we're going to be doing for the next 50 years. 4, engage in holiday projects. Whether it's projects to help you or projects to help other people, helping others is a great way of bringing joy into your life. Find ways to engage in some projects, whether it's just projects in your home, projects with your holidays, or projects in the community to help others. Do some projects. And finally, don't allow others to guilt you. Be comfortable being different. The holidays are about you enjoying them and not necessarily you doing what other people want to do. So the right way to do it is the way that works for you. So if someone wants to have questions, wants to have thoughts or opinions, hey, they can always use their opinions and however they think that things should be done. They can do that at their house. You do it your way. Yeah. As always, if you or someone you know happens to be going through something that's more than you can handle, please remember that there are professionals like myself who are available, able, and willing to help, and are even providing remote services who can assist with whatever you may have going on. So Please figure out who those people are in your community so that if you need to, you can reach out and get the help that you need. And that is all we have for today. Good morning, world. Have an awesome day.